Right here, I would say, and you may see some tiny candles. Yeah, putting for the profit. Hey guys, here's just me at my spot. We're gonna trade today at a Quotex platform and binary options. Gonna test the strategy and just gonna check how it's gonna be for us today. Nice, simple, and easy. And here we are at this nicely almost summertime. I would say my biggest dream actually is to sit right here and be, trading and be outside. Of course, when I trade just by myself, I can take my laptop and be anywhere I want to be. But what about the videos? I would say that it's going to be the nicest videos, but I'm going to be just at the sun with a little and tiny, line in my hair, and it's going to be all messy, but it's actually kind of hard with the sound because you need to master that, and with the lightning also, it's not going to be that easy. Maybe if I'm going to be just doing that on my iPhone, but I just need to think about that. And this weather is getting crazy. At my place where I live, actually, the day can start with the sun. It's going to be so hot. Then it's changing and you are just cold. You're freezing. The wind is crazy. And then in 2-3 hours, again, that's the sun. Maybe it's not going to be that hot like in the morning, but it's so fast changing. And even being honest, sometimes I'm having an awful headaches because of that. So while I've been just giving you the forecast, we already chose all the indicators: stochastic oscillator, rate of change, and the fractal. And that's the set. Let's start. I would say an easy one. This is the nicest and easiest situation, and with these indicators, it's actually quite easy to understand that we're still gonna be rising. Yep, of course, we already got this tendency, and we need to be quite careful that it's not going to be the breaking back, and that actually two lines of the stochastic oscillator, they are just so sticky to each other. It's kind of risk because this green line may actually get downward, and here's actually a few signs of that, but then it's just flat. And rate of change giving me at least tiny hope. I've been just looking at that and thinking, at least a tiny hope that it's still gonna be the rising. Yes, but the chart is crazy. Look at that. We were actually at the bottom, then started to rise, and that's upward tendency. This is not this latest green candles. This is just a huge and a massive one. Look at that. We were correct. We were or in the middle, or I don't know. Anyway, we just had that. We just had that and got that. How about this one? I must say that it's still gonna be an upward trend. It's gonna change. Look at that. Stochastic oscillator this time giving us the right and clear info. We're gonna be rising, and rate of change also, and even the fractal. So 3 out of 3, and we're just gonna see. Look at that. Even if we're starting to get downward, we are so correct. We are so correct about this estimated level. Yeah, there's maybe a plateau, and we are just starting to get a little bit more downward, and maybe that's going to be the correct one to make this bad for the downward, but we're just going to get further. Right here, I would say even 10 seconds ago, we would actually make this bet for the upward trend, but right here, rate of change and stochastic oscillator, just because, that moment that it's going to be the break-in, and we made our bet to get downward this time. Let's see. Look at that, guys. It's been playing, and that's been playing on my nerves firstly, but now the tendency is clear. So that was our plateau, or this is just the letter. You may see that we have this, this moments of inconvenience, but anyway, we were correct about the massive tendency, and that's enough just to get it as a profit this time. Slide in downward, and that's my bad. My final decision were on stochastic oscillator mostly, because I started to see that we are at the bottom with this green line, and we are just a little bit but trying to be, these lines are trying to be crossing each other. And of course, look at that. We are at the bottom. Look at this chart. Look at this, all the previous candles that we are having. Don't forget, I didn't mention that out loud, that we are playing with the 10 seconds candles, and that's why that's a little bit different in trading, just comparing to the 30 seconds. And you may see some tiny candles on the chart. So we just cut the moment when we were at the bottom and made our bets. Just started to think a little bit, and just forgot that I'm right here recording the video. Just waiting for the profit. And if you're going to be asking, how is that when I trade by myself? This is just like that. I'm sitting silent. When I'm calm and when I'm nervous, I'm starting talking to myself, and that's okay. How about this one? This one is a little bit more complicated, because we can see the pattern. We can see these tendencies just switching and changing itself. Again and get upward, then downward, upward, downward, and that's kind of frequent one. What about this one? Here is just the tiny signs that maybe that's gonna be keeping. It's just gonna be like that. It's all gonna be the same, but still. And stochastic oscillator just a little bit giving me some doubts about my actual decision. But rate of change is stable. Rate of change in this kind of stable one is showing we still have space to grow. Yes, we still have. That's tricky one. I would not recommend it to make as the last one if you see the situation just like that, because this is not like perfectly perfect illustration, but anyway, that's the high volatility. That's actually frequently changing market, and that's not a good one. And I think, I just caught the end of the tendency, and maybe it started to be the plateau, but look at that. We still have that. We still have that space. So this actually, we're just repeating that massive slide downward, just, otherwise. Guys, we're just done. We made it. We done it. I don't know. I'm kind of satisfied. That was okay trade. Just not so talkative today because of the weather. As I told you just in the beginning, it's getting crazy these days. But my brain is just working fine, and that's enough to get it as a profitable one.